Behold, Greenland, an island of breathtaking ice and stark beauty. This colossal landmass, draped in a frozen sheet, seems almost otherworldly. Yet, for thousands of years, humans have not only survived here, but have also woven a rich tapestry of history against this backdrop of extreme conditions. How did people first conquer this icy frontier? And what stories do its glaciers hold? Let's journey back in time to uncover the epic history of Greenland. Our story begins around 4,500 years ago. In 2500 BCE, the first pioneers, known as Paleo-Eskimos, embarked on a remarkable journey across the frozen sea from what is now Canada. They weren't just visiting. They were settling one of the harshest environments on Earth. Imagine their world. A landscape of endless white, where the wind bites and the cold is a constant companion. Their survival was a testament to human ingenuity and resilience. They were master hunters, tracking the mighty muskoxen, caribou, and seals across the unforgiving tundra. They lived in small, mobile communities, their lives dictated by the seasons and the migration of the animals they depended on. For over 1,000 years, these early cultures, like the Sakak and Independence cultures, called Greenland home, their stories etched into the very permafrost. Then, for a time, the island fell silent, but a new chapter was about to begin. Fast forward to the year 986 AD. A fleet of longships slices through the icy waters, carrying Norsemen from Iceland. Their leader, the legendary Eric the Red. Banished from his homeland, he sought a new world and found it on the southern coast of this massive island. He cleverly named it Greenland to attract more settlers, promising fertile lands in its southern fjord. And they came. The Norse established two main settlements, the eastern and western settlements, which at their peak housed several thousand people. They built sturdy stone and turf houses, raised cattle and sheep, and constructed churches, bringing their European way of life to the edge of the Arctic. For nearly 500 years, this Viking colony thrived, a distant outpost of medieval Europe. But they weren't alone for long. Around the year 1200, a new wave of migration began from the west. The Thule people, ancestors of the modern Inuit, arrived in Greenland. They were incredibly well adapted to the Arctic environment, with advanced technology, like the dog sled, the kayak, and sophisticated harpoons for hunting massive whales. As the Thule people expanded across the north, they inevitably came into contact with the Norse settlers in the south. Archaeological evidence suggests there was some trade between the two groups. Norse artifacts have been found in Thule sites, and vice versa. However, their relationship remains largely a mystery, a silent chapter in Greenland's history. And then comes one of history's great enigmas. By the early 15th century, the Norse settlements simply vanished. What happened to them? Was it the onset of the Little Ice Age, making their farming methods unsustainable? Was it conflict with the Thule people, or perhaps a decline in trade with Europe, cutting them off from essential goods? The truth is likely a combination of all these factors. The once thriving farms fell into ruin, the churches crumbled, and the Norse of Greenland disappeared, leaving behind only their ghostly ruins, and a puzzle that continues to fascinate historians to this day. With the Norse gone, the Thule people, the ancestors of today's colony, became the sole inhabitants, their culture perfectly in tune with the rhythms of the Arctic. For a few centuries, Greenland was left largely to itself, but the world outside hadn't forgotten it. In 1721, a new era began with the arrival of Danish-Norwegian missionary Hans Egede. His initial goal was to find the lost Norse settlers and reintroduce Christianity. He found no Norse, Bathistajet, determined to convert the Inuit people instead. This marked the beginning of Danish colonization. Trading posts were established, and European influence began to spread, profoundly changing the traditional Inuit way of life. The focus shifted from subsistence hunting to a trade-based economy centered around Danish posts. This period reshaped Greenland's society, intertwining its destiny with that of Denmark for the next 2 centuries. The 20th century brought even more dramatic changes. During World War II, after Denmark was occupied by Germany, Greenland's strategic importance skyrocketed. The United States, with Denmark's permission, established air bases and weather stations on the island under the 1941 treaty. These bases were crucial for the Allied war effort, serving as vital links for transatlantic flights and weather forecasting. Greenland suddenly found itself on the world stage. After the war, its strategic value remained clear. In 1946, the United States even secretly offered to buy Greenland from Denmark for $100 million in gold. Denmark, politely but firmly, refused. They were not willing to part with the world's largest island, a territory that was becoming increasingly integrated into the Danish realm. The post-war era saw a significant shift in Greenland's status. In 1953, its colonial status officially ended, and it became an integrated county of Denmark. This was part of a broader Danish policy of modernization, aimed at improving infrastructure, healthcare, and education. While well-intentioned, this rapid modernization also led to significant social upheaval and a sense of cultural loss for many Greenlanders. A new national consciousness began to emerge, a desire to reclaim their identity and take control of their own future. This growing desire for self-determination led to a pivotal moment in 1979. After years of political negotiation, Greenland was granted home rule. This gave Greenland its own parliament and government, with control over internal affairs like fishing, education, and healthcare. It was a monumental step, but it wasn't the final destination. The push for greater autonomy continued. The Greenlandic people wanted more than just home rule. They wanted self-government. Finally, on June 21, 2009, another historic milestone was reached. Following a referendum with overwhelming support, Greenland established self-government. This act transferred even more power from Copenhagen to Nuuk, Greenland's capital. Greenland now controls its own police force, justice system, and, crucially, its vast natural resources, including minerals, oil, and gas. While Denmark still manages foreign policy and defense, Greenland now stands as a largely autonomous nation within the Kingdom of Denmark. Today, Greenland is a vibrant country at a crossroads. It proudly showcases its unique Inuit culture, language, and traditions, while navigating the challenges and opportunities of the 21st century. From the first Paleo-Eskimo hunters to the modern self-governing nation of today, the story of Greenland is a powerful saga of survival, adaptation, and the enduring quest for identity. It's a history as vast and as captivating as its icy landscapes. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the incredible history of Greenland. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories from our amazing world. See you next time.